Hi there, it's Jeanette. Welcome. Today is day one of my Christmas series for 2017. I'm getting a head start this year. I'm starting early so that I can share more videos with you. They will run from now up until about the end of November, maybe beginning of December, and I'll be sharing all things Christmas with you, from tags, cards, Christmas decor, and especially things that I'm making for my December daily album. So day one features an album insert. This is a 6x8 insert that I'll be putting in my December daily album, and it features products that I used from WHIMSY stamps. This image is called Little Christmas Angel. It was illustrated by Chrissy Armstrong for WHIMSY, and it is a focal point of my December daily page. I used a no-line Copic marker coloring technique to color this. I'll be sharing the process with you, and I'll also be sharing how I created the rest of the page. To start off with, I stamped my image on Neenah cardstock. This is Solar White cardstock, and I used a lighter ink than I usually do. I used Memento London Fog, which is a light gray ink, rather than the dark tuxedo black ink that I usually use. As I color each section, I will list the markers that I used for that particular section all together at the beginning, so you'll know which markers I used. So I'll do this for each section. Right now I'm going to put some music on for you to listen to, and I will catch you back towards, I guess, a little bit more than halfway through the video, and I'll share how I put the rest of the page together. So now I'm going to die cut the image using this die. This is the Cardbuilder Mini Thanks die set. I was just measuring it there to see exactly how big I had to cut the mat. So I'm cutting the mat out of some gold foil paper here. And what I'll do is I'm just going to make sure that I center the image here. I'm going to cut that out. It's so pretty because it has these sort of like heart shapes that it cuts out along the edges. Then I will take that piece of foil that I cut for the mat, and I will go ahead and die cut all the other elements that I want. So the snowflakes, I cut a few sizes of each, and then the beautiful die that says Christmas. These are all from Whimsy, these dies. And I'm using a metal shim here just because the snowflakes are so delicate. So I want to make sure they cut out very cleanly. And then I can just poke the back side of the die with my tool here and just pop out the snowflake really easily. Just checking that that mat is the right size. Then I'm just running along the Tim Holtz tool, just along the edge, and all those little hearts will pop out. Doesn't take too much time. I really should have used the metal shim for that one as well, but you can see they all popped out really nicely. Of course, it always makes a bit of a mess all over your mat, but I think that's all crafters. We have a mess all over, right, when we're creating? So I'm going to now start to adhere everything, and I'm using some score pal tape. That paper is very, very glossy, and I want to make sure that I use a good adhesive so that it will stay put. Then I will just take those elements that I die cut out of the foil and place them and play around with them until they're pretty much where I want them to be. This time I didn't have to play with them too much. And then I'll go about adhering them all down. So I'm just using this Zig glue pen. Well, actually first I'm going to glue down the mat again with some score pal tape because that is like extra heavy duty tape. It never lets me down. And then I will take that Zig glue pen and I will just dot it along the back side of all these intricate die cuts. And then I'll just use these tweezers here to position the word and the snowflakes exactly where I want them to be. I really like using this Zig glue because it has such a fine tip that you're really not going to make a mess on your mat. It does dry clear, so I mean if you get a little bit on the card itself as you're putting it down, that's okay, but it's more not getting it all over your mat because then you have to clean it. So I'm just positioning that bigger snowflake there, and I have those blocks sitting on top just so they dry flush to the paper. And then I'm using these beautiful matte enamel dots, just a few of them, scattering them here and there just to add a little extra pop of color. And I knew I was going to use these dots, so that's why I colored the cardinal that color. The last thing I'm going to do is just ground the image. So that means that I'm going to add a little bit of something to the bottom of her dress so it looks like she's standing on something. For me, I'm imagining she's standing on a little cloud, so it's a nice glittery cloud. So that's my first project done for 2017 for Christmas. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it gives you some inspiration for your own Christmas creations. For a full list of supplies and links, you can look below this video on YouTube or on my blog. Thanks for watching.